Hello, Chosen families. Welcome to Coffee with Chosen. If you are one of the millions of parents that has suddenly been thrust into this new world of homeschooling because of COVID-19, you're likely a little bit overwhelmed and exhausted by the whole process. But if you are a parent of a child with ADHD, you probably feel like the whole thing is downright impossible. Today, we're going to talk through how we can use some specific strategies to get through our schoolwork days with any child, but especially with a child that has ADHD. The good news is that there are strategies we can use to navigate school time with kids that struggle. Let's talk about how we set up the day before we start working with our kids. First of all, has your child had time to run and play and get some energy out? One of the beautiful things about homeschooling, really, is that it doesn't have to mimic a traditional school day. There's time to let kids run around and get some of that energy out. Also, has your child had a meal or snack, preferably something with high protein content, so that their blood sugar stays stable for longer? Has your child had a drink of water? Are they hydrated? And if your child's on ADHD medication, have you given it about an hour to kick in before the child gets started? That was a big learning curve for us. Your child needs the benefit of optimal, not perfect, but optimal conditions to start this school day. Next, how's their mood whenever you begin? Do they have that surly, grumpy look on their face? If so, start with a game. Uno is one of the best ways to start a homeschool day. Or play a little game of charades or Pictionary. This fosters that parent-child connection, but it also kind of tips the scales in favor of learning by offering a fun introduction. Then, also give plenty of warning for transitions. For example, say something like this. After our second hand of Uno, we're going to do this worksheet and then read a book. Try not to use phrases like, after this, then we're going to do school. Because to a kid with ADHD, this sounds eternal. I will be doing school forever is what they're thinking, and I will never have fun today or ever again. That's something that is one of the hallmarks of ADHD is low frustration tolerance. So we take the day in small chunks. One of the things that my son's therapist introduced us to is utilizing tally mark countdowns. So if your child has 10 math problems, have them make 10 tally marks on their page, and after they finish a problem, they erase one. So it helps them to keep track of how much is left. Are they finished? Do they complete it? Then celebrate the fact that they persevered. Or if they aren't able to get all the way through it and you decide to take a break, the ones that are left help give them an idea of what's coming later so they can kind of mentally prepare themselves for what they need to do to finish. Also, leave time in between subjects for the child to move. And this isn't just like get up, stretch your legs, or rearrange your chair or flap your arms. This is the best kind of movement is things that activate large muscle groups. One of the best things we ever did in our homeschool was install a pull-up bar on the door right next to where we did our work. And it was the perfect way for my son to really work his muscles and get some of that energy out and to accomplish something. He was really proud because that's hard. I can't do it. So if the major frustration too is their fidgetiness, we found it to be really helpful to get a weighted blanket, or if you don't have a weighted blanket, to use a heavy quilt or a comforter and put it in their lap as they're reading or doing desk work. It kind of helps. Sometimes my son puts it over his shoulders to give him that kind of calming hug feeling as he's trying to focus. But as a good rule of thumb, it's really important to remember when we show our frustration in the tone of our voice or with our words, it just exacerbates the situation and really doesn't lend itself to attachment at all. So sometimes we just need to remove ourselves from it and just have a break for us. And that's always beneficial. Don't feel the pressure to get through everything on the list. One of the ways that's a good gauge for how the day is going is if I were to ask my child at the end of the day, what is one thing that kind of stuck in their mind about what they learned today that they didn't know yesterday, we would want them to be able to say just one thing. So if you feel overloaded with all the information you feel like you have to cram in that's on the list, It's okay if you don't get to all of it. Just do your best. This is atypical circumstances, and we're just going to do the best we can to love our kids and give them the best that we can give. Set your expectations low and praise the child's effort more so than how much work is actually accomplished, because their work ethic is what is important in this, and teaching them those life lessons. You will make it through this. We will make it through this. And it's really neat that even in a really difficult time, we are equipping ourselves to help our kids. And it's a gift, even though it's really hard to be able to daily spend time with our kids in this really difficult situation in our communities and in our world. Know that Chosen is rooting for you, and we are here for you. Go get them. Have a great day.